Hello, brilliant minds, and welcome to the very first chapter of our journey through Ruchir Sharma's Breakout Nations. If you've ever listened to the news, you've heard the term emerging markets. It gets thrown around like confetti. Brazil, Russia, India, China, the BRICS. Then someone added South Africa, then Mexico, Indonesia, Turkey. It's like a buffet. But here is the question Sharma asked right off the bat, and it stopped me cold. What if emerging markets doesn't actually mean anything? Let me read you a bit of his opening. He talks about how in 2009, the financial crisis hit the West, and suddenly everyone looked east and south. The story was, emerging markets are decoupled. They are the new engine of growth. They are invisible. And for a year or two, it fell through. China's stimulus was huge. India was still growing at 6 to 7%. Brazil was the cool kid. But then, Sharma, who at the time was running the emerging market division at Morgan Stanley, started noticing cracks. And he uses a beautiful metaphor, the myth of the monsoon. In India, there is an old belief that a good monsoon means a good economy. Reasonable, right? Rain is equal to crops, is equal to rural spending, is equal to happiness. But Sharma's research showed that even in a terrible drought year, the economy could still be booming. And in a great monsoon, it could still be flat. So why did everyone keep repeating the monsoon myth? Because it was a comfortable story. Easy to remember, easy to put in a headline. That, he argues, is exactly what happened with emerging markets. We invented a myth that all these countries were rising together, that they had somehow broken free from the rich world's problem. But the truth, they were just as vulnerable, maybe more. Chapter 1 is basically Sharma taking a hammer to that myth. He shows how in 2009 to 2008 to 2009, every single emerging market got crushed, not just a little. Brazil's stock market fell 50% in 6 months. Russia got hammered because oil collapsed. India saw capital flee faster than you can say subprime. So much for decoupling. But here is why I love this chapter and why I think you will too. Sharma isn't just a doomsayer. He is a detective. He asked, okay, if emerging markets is a fake category, then what should investors and curious people actually look at? And he gives the answer: individual countries. Their specific politics, their unique demographics, their weird local habits. He uses a line that stuck with me. The future belongs not to the BRICS, but to the breakout nations. The ones that solve their own problems in their own way. He also introduces one of his favorite tools in this chapter, the 3-speed world. At the time of writing, early 2010s, he saw the first gear, the US and Europe, slow, wounded, but still powerful. The second gear, China, decelerating from 10% to 6 to 7%, which we will dive into in next chapter. Third gear, a handful of smaller, nimbler countries that could actually accelerate, like Indonesia, Turkey, and maybe South Korea. The big takeaway from chapter 1, stop looking for the next China. Start looking for the next unexpected success. A country that isn't following the old rules. A country that builds its own path. That, my friends, is the whole premise of this book. Sharma doesn't want to give you a list of 10 safe bets. He wants to teach you how to spot a breakout nation yourself by looking at things like private saving rates, political stability, and even, wait for it, the quality of the airport. Yes, really. He argues that a nice airport is a tiny signal that a country is serious about competing globally. I love that. It is so human. So here is what I want you to remember from chapter 1. The monsoon is a myth. The category emerging markets is a lazy shorthand. Real investing, real understanding come from getting your hands dirty with one country at a time.